Okay, so this is my debate on what gish galloping is, because I have kind of this fear that this is going to be used by left wingers in the United States as a knee jerk reaction rather than actually factually knowing what it is. But I did a Google search. It means a debater confronts an opponent with a rapid series of specious arguments, half-truths, misrepresentations, and outright lies in a short space of time, which make it impossible for the opponent to refute all of them within the format of a formal debate. So, if you take, this is a classic example of people who are too terminally online. People who don't do their research, they don't they don't actually they think that winning on the internet is all that matters, right? So they can never be taken seriously because they don't actually do the actual research. And this is a problem with the United States two-party system, because they have such a knee-jerk reaction. And this is not right-wingers, this is both left-wingers too. I mean, you can kind of see the essence of like late night TV shows or Fox News. Like, they are all in on it. It's a classic. I just have to present it like it's reality, and it's usually just a bunch of sensationalism. It doesn't actually address the factual issues or the point you're trying to argue. Like, if you focus on a point, and you try to debate someone, like, I'm not saying that I think Ben Shapiro is the best, but I will not consider that guy a gish galloper, because while it's slightly sensationalist, I do think when he debates people, he at least tries to stick somewhat on the point. Usually, I think people who are outright contrarians just for the sake of being a contrarian are usually more in this gish galloping. Like, for example, Donald Trump or Putin would be more a classic example of a gish galloping fallacy, because they usually they usually try to not respond to any questions at all, and just, if they do respond, then they just make shit up. Like, that's one example of that. But I really think it's dangerous to just accuse the opponent just because you don't agree with them as this term, because you're just lying. Um, get it, half truths. But that's the point, is that if United States simply had a multi-party system rather than two-party system, because two-party system encourages a knee-jerk reaction to something, but a multi-party system actually has a coalition government, and if you lose, okay, fine, you have four next year. And I think it would just have less of a conflict if that was the case, because I do think the political environment of the United States is why people are just so easily offended by everything, because they can't fathom that they lose, because the way that voting works in this country is because you have a de facto leader who becomes a nominee, and you have to try to win, and then you just throw what's the word, a temper tantrum or something when the guy loses, because it's just two party system. It's not fair. Um, but that's my rant on the political model, and that's why people are just so crazy over there. But gish galloping is simply just think of the keywords here. Terminally online uses way too much time trying to win rather than doing actual research, and overall trying to influence people in a short time span rather than actually being a long time researcher on something. Like, usually people who try to win very cheap points without having done actual research are gish galloping, because they essentially they try to win with such shortcuts that, like, it's usually just people who just don't know how to do fact check or research, people who are not expert on the field. Like, those are more the contender. So this is just left wingers versus right wingers in the United States, in the sense of the sensationalist garbage. That's what I mean. Like, if you watch John Oliver or Stephen Colbert or or Donald Trump, or some of the massive contrarian on the fan base. There you go. That's gish galloping. Half truths, misrepresentations, and lies in a short space of time. Because you're not going with a long term research. You don't take your time. Being patient. So there you go. Here you go. So do you disagree? But let me know what you think. Thank you for listening, and bye.